This is a quick spoiler warning, so if you haven't finished Skyrim, then most of this video will ruin some of the best parts of the game. So there you go. Ooh, whatto chaps, I'm Magical Mike, and you can follow me on Twitter at YTMagicalMike for some reason or other. And we're going to continue with my little countdown of my top 5 best bits of Skyrim, moving on to number 2, the Daedric quests. Now some of you guys are going to think, oh what a cop-out, it's a huge topic this one, and yeah, I'll agree, I'll totally agree with that. So we're just missing out on the top spot here, and that's because it is a cop-out. These quests are probably the most obviously well crafted in the entire game. I mean, they had to be, they're so important to the lore. While a lot of other quests are equally well done, it just so happens that these quests as a whole were the most enjoyable for me. Also, it should be noted that I'm considering all of the Daedric quests in this category, but some of them had requirements that would have taken me even longer to get so that I could record them. Nocturnal also fits in here, but I'd also have to do the entirety of the Thieves Guild to go and get that footage, so instead here is a shot of my character in her outfit instead. The first Daedric lord you hear about is Azura. Various people can tell you about the enormous shrine, and you can find out about its story if you ask the right people. She easily has the most impressive looking shrine. That thing is huge, and walking up to it really gives you a better sense of the scale. And the quest itself is fairly average, but it takes you to a couple of cool spots, like this skeleton fella who's hanging around a bit, and the inside of the actual star itself. Now fighting the Dremora can be tough, but the reward is well worth it. Hell, just seeing the inside of a soul gem is fantastic enough. Have you ever wondered about that? I haven't, but I'm glad I experienced it, I think. Another fantastic view can be seen by doing Meridia's quest. Once you put her orb in place, she'll lift you right up into the sky and appear before you as a ball of light. Of course, she has no qualms in dropping you out of the sky as well, but you land safely, so all's fine. And hey, you wouldn't have been able to see that any other way, unless, I guess, you poked a giant, but let's not think about that. The Dawnfang was a great reward for that quest. I absolutely love that sword. But one of the things that I don't use very much is Saviour's Hide. It doesn't get much use from my characters. However, that quest itself is interesting. When you talk to the prisoner, if you wait around for a few seconds, you actually get to see him transform into a werewolf and escape. It's pretty cool. I bet you didn't know that. So when Hircine actually talks to you, he sends you to kill the guy. Not quite what you'd expected, perhaps. But you actually have a choice here. But who cares when you get to see this view, with the blood moon inside this cave? Oh man. There's quite a lot of amazing little sights and views with these quests, the next one being a throwback to Oblivion. There's an entire building devoted to the Mythic Dawn, and you get invited to see it. It's a museum, hurrah! If you take the time to look at the display cases, the guy Silas will give you some insight into what you're actually looking at. He'll talk about the details and all that sort of thing and give you a bit of backstory and some lore. I love the details in this sort of thing. They are everywhere. At this point I should probably mention the voice actors, Clavicus File and Barbas make a decent duo, but unfortunately the quest falls short on story and the rewards are a bit naff as well. However, Clavicus is quite an impressive person, and his voice acting is very good, which is why I mentioned it.
So, what's your heart's desire? What kind of deal can we strike?
Molag Bal, on the other hand, has a lovely little quest for you that involves a haunted house, a priest, and a rusty mace. It's one of those quests that definitely surprising the first time, but it kind of loses its impact on repeat playthroughs.
Stendar's mercy. This isn't an ordinary Daedra. We have to get help.
Weak. He's weak. You're strong. Crush him.
Hermaeus Mora's quest to find an Elder Scroll, though, remains epic no matter how many times you make that journey. While the puzzle is confusing, I still don't actually know what the hell I'm doing to solve it, The reward of playing with a scroll and seeing the Dwarven Sphere move around is impressive. And you get to go to Blackreach, so who's not going to take that opportunity? Sheogorath also makes an appearance with an interesting twist that he actually gives you the reward before you're actually done with the quest. And of course, I spoke about voice acting a minute ago. Sheogorath's quite iconic for the series.
Really? Welcome to the deceptively verdant mind of the Emperor Pelagius III. That's right! You're in the head of a dead, homicidally insane monarch!
Using the Wabberjack to solve everything is a nice touch. It doesn't get much use anywhere else. So I really enjoy just messing around with the staff itself. Oh, and the Madman himself is also hilarious, so that's a bonus.
Oh, good choice! Well, good for me.
Finally though, the quest that really threw me for a loop was the Sanguine quest. Who'd have thought a random drinking game would actually cause so much unexplained trouble? Stealing a goat, marrying a hag raven... oh dear. But the best part was the reveal. Walking through the Misty Grove without a clue as to what was happening, and then suddenly coming face to face with Sanguine himself was ridiculous. I didn't expect that.
I really just needed something to encourage you to go out into the world and spread merriment.
I had trouble not spoiling that one for friends though. Oh dear. Difficult stuff. So that's it. 4 down, 1 to go. But what could possibly hope to beat all the previous parts and, shall we say, ascend to the top spot? Let's find out in the next part. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at YTMagicalMike for generic rubbish. I hope you enjoyed this part, and I will see you next time. Cheerio.